As schools plan to reopen up in the fall, new recommendations have come out from the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction. So we reached out to a few parents to hear their thoughts, and one mom, Tiffany Gaura, agreed to talk to Local 5 on camera, and this is what she had to say.
Well, when it started happening, it was kind of like, okay, is this going to be something that we need to be super concerned about? And then things escalated pretty quickly to having schools closed down, and it all happened right around spring break. So we were
Mhm.
kind of wondering if we were going to be coming back from spring break. And then when they decided to keep schools closed and then get the news that schools closed to the end of the year, it was just a big um, whirlwind. We didn't
Mhm.
really know how to react to it. So it was good and bad. I mean, we kind of had our ups and downs, and we had days where, they don't want to be doing school at home. Like, that's not what home is. Home is their safe space to kind of come and unwind and play and have fun, but being able to kind of make that room to have school at home, it took us a few weeks, but eventually we did kind of find our own kind of path to be able to do school at home. He just kind of was like, okay, well, this is just like a longer vacation, like a longer spring break. And it was always, when are we going back to school? When am I seeing my teacher? When am I seeing my friends? And it got to the point where, like, we're not going back to school this year. Like, this, we're just not going back. And they want to go back. They want to be with their friends. They want to be with their teachers. And it broke our hearts a little bit. My health and my husband, like it kind of just stinks. Like, we had a lot of things, different reading, like different book prompts they would send us, like even YouTube videos of different authors reading their books, which my kids loved because they thought it was so fun because they got to use all the fun voices. Yes, they're teachers, but we can all be honest in saying that none of them signed up to do virtual teaching. That's not what they signed up for. And so I think that a lot of parents have to give a lot of grace to our teachers too, and being very aware that they have families of their own, or they have other commitments own that they have to kind of consider, and we can't just expect them to be there for us 24/7, because when we're doing virtual teaching at home, a lot of parents are working, so they're not able to do it all at the same time every single day. So we have to be aware that our teachers can't just drop everything just for our one child, even though we kind of feel like we want them to. My thoughts are that if they're going to be going back and they're going to be required to wear a mask all day, and they're going to be required to kind of distance themselves to an extent. I mean, how much can you distance elementary
Mhm.
school kids? But if they're going to be requiring them to kind of distance themselves, wear a mask, and kind of having those kind of regulations in place, I feel more comfortable having him at home where we don't have to have that, because I think that's going to be a big distraction for when they're so little. Nobody knows exactly what next year is going to look like. I have friends that are comfortable with pulling their kids out for a year and homeschooling, like we're kind of considering. I have friends that they don't have that as an option. Their kids need to go to school because they both work, and they both work outside the home and don't have jobs where they can work at home. So finding childcare during these last couple months has been really difficult. I have friends that have lost their jobs because they have to leave their jobs so they can be home with their kids because they don't have anywhere else to go. So there's so many different conversations. There's so many different boxes that people need to have checked for their kids to go to school. And I don't think there's going to be a one size fits all kind of scenario that's going to work for everybody.
We reached out to the Wisconsin Department of Public Instruction and we talked to Mike Thompson, Deputy State Superintendent. And if you scroll down below, you'll be able to see his comments and reaction to parents like Tiffany.